And we are live. Good evening, Crypto Warriors. Welcome back to the Gem into Crypto, episode 443. Today is
Tuesday, July 30th.
That is true. And I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 3-ish.
At 3-ish. And today, a lot of good stories for you. Of course, the top one on Capital One hack exposing 100 million accounts. As Bitcoin remains unaffected. Overstock announces dividend of 1 digital share for every 10 shares. Seagate's moving forward with blockchain pilot to track hard drives. Senators are calling on the United States to lead in blockchain and crypto. It is hard to lead when you are 10 years behind, but okay. Bitcoin's largest wallet blockchain just launched its first crypto exchange. And last but certainly not least, a Swiss crypto startup makes the highest Bitcoin trade ever at 4,164 meters. But we will get more into that later. First, how are we looking on those prices?
Oh, yeah. So not much movement for Bitcoin at $9,592, up 0.8%. Ripple at 32 cents, up 2.5% today. Ethereum sitting at $210, actually down minus 0.59%. Bcash at $319 is up 4% today. EOS having a tough time at $4.18 is down 0.4%. And Litecoin, again, struggling to get to 100. It's at $90, down 0.8% as well. So green and red mixture, a lot of sideways movement in both altcoins and with Bitcoin.
Surprising that you say that because I wanted to take everyone's attention to this article on Cointelegraph. That said, Bitcoin price circles 9,500 as future settlements form new bear factor. I could have sworn the price was 9,500 last week and the prior week, but
all of a sudden it's a bear. Yeah.
Like I said, we just like pointing out these type of articles and these stories. Come on, William, you guys are better than this.
Yeah.
Because this is one of those things that headline get people freaked out. But at the end of the day, we've been hoovering around $8,000 to $10,000 now for the last month or so. So, the article, there isn't no genius in any of these articles you see.
They just got to write something.
They got to write something. All right, top story of the day. But before we start, I almost forgot, say some hellos to everyone. Tony Nolly, Madam Crypto, Tessa Hall, New Legacy, Clarice and Dennison, Mr. Gibson Sr. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Capital One hack exposes 100 million accounts as Bitcoin is unaffected, says Pompliano.
Oh, yeah.
The massive scale hack of major United States credit card issue, Capital One, has left personal data of over 100 million individuals exposed. I love this big headline side of the story in bold. Says Capital One, a centralized trove of KYC data. This is why we are against the anti-money laundering laws and Know Your Customer, AML KYC laws, that they're forcing on every crypto startup. They're really forcing it to stifle competition because it costs a lot of money to get a compliance officer, a lawyer in, the licensing, the registration. It costs money to do all that, but that's the actual reason. But instead of saying that, they're saying it's for your personal protection, it's for terrorism and money laundering and all this other stuff. When the reality is, in the past year and a half, 2 years, we now have had, we're not even going to talk about the multiple hacks, but just two of the biggest ones between Equifax, what was that, 150 million people?
150 million.
With your social security number, and then Capital One here with 100 million. You're talking about anywhere between 230 to 250 million Americans. So roughly around 67% of all America has been hacked already.
Oh, man.
If we would have just implemented Bitcoin's blockchain back when the Equifax hack happened to all these companies, you want to do some regulation, that's where you regulate it at. This wouldn't be an issue right here, but what's going on with Capital One? There's this leak and their troves of data that they have.
Oh, yeah. Well, for those of you in the cybersecurity world, this is not anything new. Pretty much every big company has been hacked, except for the student loan company. They have impenetrable defense somehow, but except for the student loan company. But Capital One got hacked, and the people that were really affected, people who lost their social security numbers, 140,000 social security numbers gone, 1 million Canadian social insurance numbers, and 80,000 bank account numbers. So they have an undisclosed number of names, addresses, credit scores, credit limits, balances, all of that other stuff. So when they say an undisclosed number of people, but they gave you numbers for the other one,
it's higher.
It's very high. Trust me.
It's higher.
Out of that 100 million, I would not take a chance. I mean, this is crazy because Equifax is right in the middle, giving people what is it, $125?
Oh, I get $125
for your data, even though your data is worth millions.
Wow.
But that is what's happening. People, data is the most valuable asset on earth right now. It seems as though people can't wrap their head around it, but yes, these big companies get hacked all the time, and sometimes they can't, put out a media story fast enough. This seemed like one of those things because 100 million people, man, you can't just sweep that under the rug. But this does happen pretty often. And Capital One,
it's one of those things where, again, they get hacked all the time. One of the primary reasons is they don't want to spend money on a cybersecurity engineer because they think that, hey, this is a waste of money. We're paying this guy $250,000, almost $500,000 a year in bonuses, and we're not getting hacked. So to them, they're saying we're wasting money. But all it takes is literally for someone to do it. And again, this is our beef with a lot of the regulation. It just does not make sense in this environment, in this landscape. Mm-hmm. In fact, not only does it not make sense in the crypto environment, the way we've been doing it is totally backwards. Yeah. No one's changing it. The way we've been doing it, you talk about all the regulations that's come down since 2018, the last year and a half now. If we would have spent that same energy regulating everyone that's already an institution, saying, hey, Equifax, for now on, not only are you going to, since we're allowing you to come back since you're too big to fail, but this time put everything on a public blockchain so people can see it. Same with Capital One. They should have to do that in order to get back in business. But no. Instead, they're literally just going to come back in business, pay a couple of fines, and they're probably going to get hacked again because some of these hacks are like viruses. People, it's like a sickness. You think it's out of your system, it's dormant.
Yeah. And it comes back 6 months later.
Right. It comes back. So, again, it's crazy to see this. A lot of people, again, the last 2 years were just two companies. We're talking about over 230 million people. So that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people, man.
And, I mean, as you said, $125 per clip for people versus taking that info to the dark web.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have the information. I would probably make more.
And what's crazy, well, the truth is, they shouldn't be 100. It should be how much is your company worth, how many people were affected, distribute evenly. Like it's that simple.
It's all. Yeah.
All right. Good news though. Overstock announces dividend of 1 digital share for every 10 shares. What is going on with this story?
Oh yeah. So Overstock has announced a dividend payable in shares of his digital voting Series A1 preferred stock. Now, what that means is the digital dividend, it will be paid out. 1 digital dividend will be given for every 10 shares of common stock that you own. So if you own Overstock stock, for every 10 shares that you have, they'll give you 1 digital dividend. And if you want to think about it, it's basically like an airdrop. They're basically saying, hey, you have stock in this company. We're going to airdrop you 1 for every 10 common stocks that you have. We'll drop you 1 digital dividend. You'll take that money and you can actually trade it through a brokerage account established with Dinosaur Financial Group. So they've actually teamed up with a bunch of different groups, including electronic transaction clearing and computer share. They will take care of all of the trading aspects, so you can trade these dividends that you receive. So if you own any Overstock stock, shout out to you. You basically get a free airdrop of money, and you can hold it for later, or you can actually keep it, just trade it straight out as soon as you get it. It's basically free money. So this is a new type of, security token that has popped up. However, Overstock has been in the game since 2013. Right. They've been in it for a while, so they've tested. I'm sure they've had plenty of engineers working on solutions, and this just is the latest one. So shout out to Overstock.
Shout out to Overstock. It was pretty funny when I first saw this article. I thought they were saying for every 10 shares that you got, you only receive 1 digital share, like if you actually bought them. So I was like, hold on, what's going on with the hustle right here? But again, as Bitcoins, they said, Overstock has been around. They're making big moves.
Oh, yeah.
Say some more hellos. See some more people rolling in. What is going on? Captain James T. Crypto. Got back from the gym right on time for the homies. There we go. Yes, Allison Thompson, Clarence Dennison, Richard from Australia. The game I peep. Crypto Blood in the house. I just typed it. Make sure you all go check out Crypto's Blood video today. I saw it come on the notifications. It looked like he was covering that Facebook and leaving or possibly not launching Libra. We didn't cover it today, but we saw it in the news. So make sure you check out his video for that. What's going on? Tried CHNYC 123. You know I can't say that, folks. Trich, New York NYC. Let us know how to say it. Tessa Hall said they better start paying for cybersecurity. This is people's personal info. I mean, that's the thing. They don't really care.
Yeah. Nobody's going to run up on Equifax.
You don't go to jail for it. If anything, you probably make a lot from it. We talk about insurance and all that good stuff. Shuja. All right, S1 does Seagate moving forward with blockchain pilot to track hard drives. Ooh. Wow,
that's crazy.
People, you talk about something that's game changing. Of course, it had to be reported by none other than Anna Alexandra. Does a great job. American tech giant Seagate has entered the pilot stage of its blockchain project designed to fight counterfeit hard disk drives, Forbes reported on July 30th. This pilot is part of the joint initiative Seagate and IBM launched last November. The project aims to help manufacturers, integrators, and business partners to better authenticate the provenance of HDDs by using IBM's blockchain platform. Now, I have to be honest, and I see they have a bullet point or a headline for it here, so I'll let you cover the personal data protection point of it. But to me, especially after what we just talked about, and I have Seagate hard drives. I mean, for those who don't know, Seagate is very popular. They're everywhere. Yeah. And I do think this is, in a way, it would be helpful to track hard drives. But to me, it looks like they're doing it on a centralized, blockchain type of deal. Yeah. And then secondly, it's kind of like what we've been talking about. They're collecting data. If you have someone, if you know who every hard drive belongs, that's the same as registering a weapon to me. Whereas a hard drive for some people is a weapon, good or bad. But if you have all the information is at one place and you hack that, you have everyone's hard drive information.
Sort of.
That's my question. How does it work?
That's the solution that they're talking.
That's the personal data protection, right?
They actually have something called certified erase. So that whenever you use a HDD, you can actually erase it, and it will ensure that the devices have no customer's data. So if it is returned, it can be cryptographically erased, and the information is no longer on the device. So from a risk perspective, as I say here, it's like a reverse supply chain. So it'll be treated different, and people can be assured that your information isn't out there. Because people do it all the time. They try and erase it, they put it out there, and then people can still find it on those HD drives. So yes, if this certified erase works, this is a game changer, people. And Seagate is huge. They're predicting here that the global blockchain supply market will be $9 billion by 2025. So if they're already predicting, it'll probably be way more than that. But if it is, IBM, their Hyperledger will be at the forefront, and Seagate, of course, huge HDD company, that will be tight to see. And
also, now again, I was just playing devil's advocate, but now all bad. It's actually what would be interesting to see is how it does work as far as the data of it. You have all these hard drives lined up, which I think would be good. And then what happens when people, let's say someone doesn't do that zero erase. Like, there's going to be a bunch of hard drives in the room that people are going to start knowing who they belong to and going through.
Exactly.
Which I think is actually a good thing to keep all our alphabet agencies busy, because whenever they find something on a hard drive, like I mentioned with a firearm, it'll be the same as, you shot somebody with a gun. We can look at the registration, who's registered to, who you give it to, all that. Same thing with a hard drive. You find something that someone should not be looking at or something illegal on a hard drive, or somebody that's been visiting websites, you can literally pull it and be like, okay, if it's not you, who owned it? Go talk to that person. Who did you give it to next? Who did you sell it to? Let's keep looking until we figure it out. So I think it'll be
see if they'll work it out. Yeah, from a tech standpoint.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the other part, of course, but it looks cool. Some senators call on the U.S. to lead in blockchain and crypto. Others doubt. Wow. We literally just put this story up because the headline itself was hilarious.
Cocky.
Oh, man. You said cocky? Yeah. I mean, the gumption.
The gumption.
This is kind of one of those things where, we pointed out a long time ago. We definitely pointed out back in 2017 when we first started was that the biggest issue with all things crypto and blockchain will be that the big institutions, the big companies, and even the government, who does not want anything to do with any of it, decides to launch a marketing plan saying that they're leading the way. And it looks like we are beginning to do this already.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure how we can talk about leading blockchain and crypto when our president just basically said Bitcoin is nothing. Everyone who's worked in these financial committees, Auntie Maxine, everybody, Bitcoin and crypto is nothing, is dangerous. So we keep getting all this negative stuff when it comes to crypto. Of course, everybody's saying yay to blockchain, even though they won't specify which blockchain they're speaking of.
Yeah, just the blockchain.
Who knows?
Long Island iced tea blockchain.
Right. I was thinking of a good one to say. I couldn't think of it. But yeah, Long Island iced tea blockchain, right? Who knows? But so this is something, I wanted to point out, which is crazy to see that, like you said, the arrogance of our senators. Be like, yeah, we can lead in blockchain and crypto.
We're in the lead. Yeah, not really. But Senator Michael Crapo of Idaho began this hearing by actually saying that cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology are inevitable and could be beneficial. Shout out to him. And see, why is it people from Idaho, Wyoming?
He's using it for farming.
Because they actually have solutions that they know it can be used for. And when they go into Senate and they start off with that, for one, it piques everybody's interest because they're like, hold up, you talking about the same thing everybody keeps saying is for criminals? You use that? Yes, this is a real technology. It's not some foray into criminal land. He actually stated, I want the U.S. to stay at the forefront of this technology, which both has incredible potential and incredible risk. So he wants to make sure that regulators understand what it is so they can figure out how to try and regulate it. However, the one thing we keep saying is, with regulators, they don't know how to do anything else. And for the first time, they're going to have to realize you can't stop crypto. There's nothing you can really do. It's a game of whack-a-mole. So there are regulations that they're coming into. They'll be dealing with the bit license. They'll be dealing with stuff like with Coinbase and Gemini. So we know what they're going for. And then, of course, they got a battle with Facebook and Libra. They just don't want to lose control, so to say. So,
that's why they're on the forefront, because Mark Zuckerberg was on the forefront.
Yeah, I was going to say, they may have some personal reasons, too. I've always said, I think some of these senators, their children have crypto, and they don't want to do anything to get them, implicated. So I think they're, sort of masking it by saying we want to be at the forefront. But China is already light years ahead. I mean, they've been banning it since before we even talked about it. Right. So we'll see how it goes, but I just don't see us being at the forefront long term if they keep regulating everything into the ground. So they'll have to make a decision.
We'll have to check it out. What's going on, Antonio from the UK? Clarence didn't say I won't be buying any more Seagate HDDs. Honestly, you might as well, because I think once they have that technology, it's over. Cat's out the bag.
Yeah, I was about to say, the fact that it's in the article is already there.
Oh, listen, it's going to be so many. It's going to be one of those things where, why isn't your hard drive registered on the blockchain? Like, it'll be when it comes to companies. Like, that's what the regulators are going to ask companies. Why aren't you guys registering all your hard drives and names? And then literally 3 to 5 years later, Max is going to be, all right, well, if you don't start registering these hard drives, you're going to get this fine. So I think this is going to be the way of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Blockchain Shooter says, is that even constitutional? Hilarious. Crypto Culture said, boy, they tracking now. Yeah. Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. You know it.
Minho Donahue, haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Blockchain Shooter just said the hearing today was actually hilarious.
Yeah, I heard it was a bunch of people who knew nothing.
Well, and that's the thing. It's
talking about technology they know nothing about.
Well, even the worst part, we're paying for them to sit in a room to not know what they're talking about and to talk about nothing. Like, they're getting the money from us to do this. So it's hilarious in itself. What's going on, Malik? Blockchain Shooter said it was two people out of the entire Senate body that remotely knew what blockchain and crypto was. Stop it. Not just two. Come on. I mean, I don't get it. Why would a bunch of people who are very old and isolated from the normal world, I mean, I think that's fair to say, because I don't see senators walking around left and right.
Not at all.
And we're in one of the biggest cities in the planet, right? So yeah, I mean, they're very old and they're isolated. I don't expect them to know it, but it's just, as we said, the arrogance of them to the cockiness of them to act like they do and to take the lead on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. They said S1 Dub says senators don't know what they're talking about. They're still pushing 5G, which has no use case but brings in a ton of cash.
That's what we do.
Hilarious. Julita McGowan or Jalita McGowan. Hello. All right. What's going on, Will? Got everybody still rolling up in here.
Oh, yeah.
Blockchain Shooter would say, I'm still waiting for someone to ask the Senate, how was money laundered before Bitcoin? They would never answer that question.
Yeah, because they did some of it themselves.
Yeah, I know, right? What's going on, Jizzy Mac? All right, here for some great news stories. First one up, Bitcoin's largest wallet blockchain just launched its first crypto exchange.
What?
Wow. Bitcoin wallet and blockchain explorer provider blockchain just launched its first exchange platform. What's going on with this platform they have? And it's different from the actual wallet, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yes. This exchange is called The Pit. Kind of corny, but it can connect to non-custodial blockchain wallets. So if you have a blockchain wallet, you can actually transfer instantly. And registration has opened today with the ability to trade up to 26 assets, which will be rolling out over the next 2 weeks. There's 40 million wallets that they already have, so onboarding has been successful for blockchain. However, the Pit is a totally different exchange where you can actually move your assets and trade there. I have heard that they have the ability to do CDPs, which is collateralized debt positions, where you can take out loans and the collateral is your crypto. So they have that service available,
nice,
as well as being able to trade other assets. So we'll see. Like I said, every exchange tries to hype itself up. You know, Back came out and kind of people just like whatever. So when exchanges come out, you got to wait and see how they go, how much volume they get. So shout out to blockchain for getting it out. I have heard whispers about it before, but it's out now. It is called The Pit.
There we go. Mm-hmm. And Captain James T. Crypto wanted to highlight his comment. He has said The Pit just launched today, the high-speed exchange with ex-Google, NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, Richard Branson, and others running things, or Rich Branson. I'm assuming you're talking about Richard Branson.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing. As you said, they get the high-powered people behind them. Mm-hmm. And if Richard Branson, he is on this team, wherever, I actually would give them a benefit of doubt before a lot of people, because he is one of those billionaires who's like Steve Ballmer with the Clippers. He's like, yeah, we're about to win, though.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not trying to hear nothing else but this W. So if he's behind it, he's actively, not necessarily working on it, but at least had a couple of meetings once a month or something, I'm sure he's going in there making sure things get done.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Last but certainly not least, I wanted to point out, Bluefig said the article about the Capital One hack, what they're saying weren't true because he was affected by it, or they were affected by it, and it's not good.
Yeah, they keep saying, they threw out a few numbers, but then they said unnamed number of people were affected, so it's probably a lot.
And real quick, to go 2 for 2, Captain James T. Crypto again said Justin's son invited Trump to the lunch. Talk about that Warren Buffett lunch. He said that's when China flexed the pimp hand. True story.
That's what we said.
Hey, I believe it.
Somebody was like, "Oh, you about to do what?" Nah, we'll make up these charges. We'll have you make it seem like you're over here. Yeah.
How long we been froze for? Come on, people. All right, I think this OBS is on his last leg. We shall see what happens with it. Boom, there it is. Let us know when we freeze up. Is the $125 thing safe? Crypto and Culture asks. Yeah, I believe it is safe because they literally just want you to take $125 so you won't sue them for more. I think they actually got something written in. This is what we talk about, these companies changing terms of service. I think Equifax, I'm pretty sure when I say I'm like 90% sure. After the hack, it wasn't even terms of service. They just used like a crazy law team and put out a notice, which was like, either you could take this 125 or you can never sue again, period.
Yeah.
And if you take the 125, you can get nothing else again, period. So either way it go, it's 125 or nothing, the way I'm understanding it.
And it's a class action lawsuit, so we're all involved, sort of.
Right.
But how many people saw that case? How many people?
Right.
They just cut a deal, backdoor. It's like,
and I want to know the number on this, 125, like I said, how many people... If this number doesn't equate to how much the company's worth, I don't want it.
Yeah.
All right. They said about 10 minutes we were frozen, but the audio is perfect.
Oh, true.
Our fault, folks. We'll be looking at the articles. Plus, we're not sure why we keep freezing. So we'll figure that out. All right. Last but certainly not least, Swiss crypto startup makes highest Bitcoin trade ever, literally, at 4,164 meters.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Folks, I almost glossed over this story. But literally at the same time, Bitcoin Zay and I both were like, this is technology.
Oh, yeah.
If you can do this at the top of a mountain, then this is technology. How did they do this?
Oh, yeah. Well, they went to the Pennine Alps, which is located in the border between Switzerland and Italy. There were about 70 people involved with this stunt. So this was from the Bitcoin Suisse Twitter account they actually wrote yesterday. New all-time high on July 13th. They conducted the highest Bitcoin trade ever. They were at the summit in Switzerland, 4,164 meters above sea level, which is crazy. And the way that they did it, they placed a Ledger hardware wallet up there, and they were able to make a transfer, and that's exactly what they did as far as the highest Bitcoin trade. And one of the best parts about this, like we said, technology-wise, is they were that far up, and they were still able to use Bitcoin.
But there's no internet.
Didn't need it. They were still able to do it because of Bluetooth technology, as well as the ability to transfer without some sort of barrier from a bank or wherever you're located. You can send it from anywhere in the world, people. Wow. From a plane, from the top of a mountain, from from outer space, basically. You can send it through via satellite. So this increases visibility and the use case for Bitcoin.
I mean, you said it best. So small piggyback. I mean, this is great news, people. Mm-hmm. Again, those with the internet comments or, like you said, location. Like, I'm at the top of the mountain for whatever reason, and I don't know. I need $10 or something. I don't know, but there's no way to get it up there. There is a way to do it with crypto, and I think this will also open up more trade because think about places now you can live on Earth that you may have not been able to live to because there literally was no banking or there's no way to do good trade. In some of these remote locations, there's not a good way to do trade when it comes to money as much as it is actual products. But now, as you said, you can just do this anywhere and it works. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Love to see it.
That is awesome. All right, last couple quick comments. See some funny ones still coming in there as always. Blockchain Shuja said the letter Justin's son wrote sounded like a public apology to the parole board. Hilarious. Morpheus Mind said that was a great way to advertise your company.
Of course.
Totally agree. What was that? Bitcoin Suisse?
Yeah, Bitcoin Suisse.
Bitcoin Suisse. Yep. And then Captain James T. Crypto is dropping nothing but gems today. Said get that free crypto on Coinbase, doing easy info courses. Like a free 150 in crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Is that $150 or 150 Satoshis?
Probably like $150. I think it's like $10 for each or $20 for each one you complete.
Oh, really? That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good way to get started, too.
Yeah, great way to onboard.
This is how Coinbase keep them coming back.
And then to transfer it off, you got to give all that info.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. So for the free crypto coin, what are we doing today?
Oh, yeah. So for today, I want to know if you were affected by the Capital One hack. Did you get a letter? Did they give you some sort of notice? What will you do if your stuff is floating out there? What can you do? Let us know if you were involved in that hack. Put your crypto coin address and we'll send it to the winner, whoever has the best comment.
These companies and their hacks and what they want you to do, it's kind of like if someone hits you in the car, like you're sitting at a red light, you're not doing nothing, and someone comes from a different side of the street and just hits you, and then they get out of the car mad at you too. Like, what you doing sitting here, man? Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, that is literally these institutions right now. It's crazy. All right. Other than that, people, that is our show for the day. Thank you for watching as always and continued support. And Bitcoin Zay will see you all tomorrow. I will be gone.
Oh, yeah.
We both will be out Thursday, and you will probably just see me on Friday. So we'll be tag teaming the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah.
But as always, check us out.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.